Hello friends, and welcome to Exploring Disney Patents, the series where we look at patents Disney files for attractions, merch, animatronics, or experiences in an attempt to understand how Disney makes magic. On today's episode, we're looking at the Star Wars Hotel Fake Space Windows, or as Disney calls it, large-scale infinity optics window for use in small facility packaging applications. Patent number 109-16163B1, it was filed on the 29th of October 2019 and published on the 9th of February 2021. The opening paragraph describes it as a display system useful for achieving a wide field of view infinity effect. Back in 2019, Disney announced the Star Wars Galactic Starcruiser Hotel, which is a 2-day, 2-night, fully immersive experience that takes guests on board the Halcyon to become the protagonists of their own intergalactic adventure. To keep the experience fully immersive, these construction photos of the building exterior show that there will be no views or windows to the outside world, instead opting for fake windows, which is what we're looking at today. In the concept art, we see groups of guests staring out into the galaxy with moving elements and effects that make it look like space is really on the other side of the glass. It was speculated that this illusion would be a giant curved screen, as Disney use in attractions like Soarin'. However, the patent shows that they have created a new technology for this. The patent describes the infinity effect, an optical illusion that causes nearby images or displayed content to appear as if they go on forever, or that some of the displayed objects are actually located at infinity or at a great distance from the viewer. Interestingly enough, the patent acknowledges similar displays used in flight simulators for training fighter jet pilots, but explains that the conventional infinity optics require a great deal of space, and explains to be effective, the windows need to look as real and deep as space or an ocean feels. The key part is the effect that as you move around the room or look at the window from different angles, the space and galaxy outside moves as if it were real. The fun part is the patent actually claims a hotel room and a ship cabin as the first example for this display use. It also has an interesting point about the cost of each window, stating it to be inexpensive at less than $1,000 per display. The patent explains that the display system is mounted on a cabin wall with depth of 20 to 24 inches behind it, which is roughly the size of 2 Disneyland churros long. The window has 4 main components: a magnifying lens, a display element, a show set shroud or frame, and an iris light assembly. These components are then assembled into one tidy, thick fake window for easy installation in the hotel. The display itself can be relatively large scale, up to 75 inches diagonally for use in the main hotel areas, or scaled down for use in the guests' personal cabins. The magnifying lens is described as a Fresnel lens, which can be made with something as cheap as a sheet of plastic. When testing the windows, they used a 47-inch flat spherical lens, specifically the CF1200 model from Japanese company NTKJ Co. The patent explains that the best distance for the lens is around 8 to 12 inches from the back surface, saying that this gives it the best effect, with images rounding off to the sides and proper motion over a wide field of view. There's also a shutter element in between the lens and display element to hide the mechanics if the display of space fails for any reason, so as not to ruin the illusion for guests. Basically, if the display of space decides to show an error screen, some kind of awesome Star Wars themed window shutter will come down. For the images of space itself, it's quite simple. It's more or less just a fancy LCD TV. More specifically, showing 4K resolution with 3500 nit brightness. It will display a video of space at around 60 frames per second. With the 4K resolution, it means the guests won't be able to see the pixels when the magnifying lens magnifies the screen. The window frame itself is suggested to be made of hard plastic and glass. And the final element, of course, is the guest, who can stare for hours and hours out at the planets, stars, passing spaceships, and galaxy.